trusted news source, ABC6 News at noon.
Right now at noon, we begin with breaking news. The Department of Health confirming the first probable case of monkeypox has been identified in Rhode Island. ABC6 News reporter Yanni Tregellis is live in the studio to break down what we know so far. Yanni?
During the Department of Health saying the man who they believe recently traveled to Massachusetts has tested positive for an orthopox virus, and now a monkeypox test is pending with the CDC. The first probable case of monkeypox confirmed in Rhode Island Thursday by the Department of Health. This coming just 22 days after the first confirmed case of monkeypox was detected in the U.S. in Massachusetts back on May 18th. Health officials describing monkeypox as a rare but potentially serious viral infection. RIDOT says despite this first case, the risk to Rhode Islanders remains low because monkeypox is relatively uncommon and not known to spread easily among humans. Symptoms are similar to those of the flu, and patients can also develop a rash on the face and body area. Total cases across the globe surpassing 1,000 earlier this week in 29 countries, according to the World Health Organization. Transmission of monkeypox is mainly between people through direct contact with bodily fluids. Transmission can also happen through prolonged face-to-face contact. And the Department of Health is also conducting contact tracing to identify anyone who may have been exposed to the man while he was infectious. In the newsroom, Yanni Tregellis, ABC6 News.
All right, Yanni, thank you. And now to the weather. After a soaking rain this morning, we take a live look outside over Providence this afternoon. A little drier out there than what we saw a few hours ago, Chelsea.
And we had some heavy rain and thunderstorms moving through the area early this morning. Yesterday, we picked up half an inch to an inch of rain on average. This morning, another half an inch to an inch on average. So for 2 days, we picked up about 1 to 2 inches of rain here in southern New England, and it was needed rain at that. We're looking at drying conditions right now. Still a lot of clouds in place. Temperatures are in the mid 70s, and it's really, really humid outside. The dew points are actually into the low 70s right now in the Providence area. So you're feeling it with that breeze coming in out of the southwest. Still a little thunderstorm activity out towards the outer Cape. Most of us, though, dealing with mostly cloudy conditions, drying conditions in terms of rainfall, and a little bit of sun popping through as we head through the afternoon. Now, that being said, this low is still going to wrap around some passing clouds and can't rule out a couple spotty showers into the afternoon hours. For the most part, though, any heavy rain, any thunderstorm activity is coming to an end, and we do eventually clear out overnight. And as we clear out overnight, humidity levels drop. Tomorrow looks great. I'll let you know how the weekend looks coming up in just a few minutes. Doreen?
All right, Chelsea, thank you. And in political news today, targeted taxpayer relief set to be discussed this afternoon by the governor and State House leadership. This ahead of the House Finance Committee meeting to review the state budget. The governor's proposed budget will be considered along with some amendments. And speaking of amendments, just yesterday, the mayor and city council president in Pawtucket called on Governor McKee to send some state funding to the Tidewater Landing project. The multi-purpose development would include a soccer stadium, and the state funding would be added to city and private funds. And the Providence City Council Finance Committee approving its $568 million budget last night. That budget includes public safety funding for a new police academy, along with adding 50 new officers to the force. The committee also calling for the hiring of a full-time fire chief. The budget decreases residential property taxes by 80 cents per $1,000 of property value. They're doing that to try and combat the rising cost of housing. Speaking of, new at noon today, East Providence making moves to help taxpayers. The city, along with state leaders, passing legislation to delay implementing the latest property revaluation. This will avoid a sharp tax rate increase based on current values, which the city says have seen an unprecedented acceleration because of inflation and the pandemic. This delay will last for 1 year. The city expects tax bills to go out next week. And Rhode Island's House Judiciary Committee meets this afternoon to vote on 3 gun control measures. One would raise the age from 18 to 21 years old to buy guns and ammo. Another bill would make it illegal to have a loaded shotgun or rifle in public. And a third bill would make it a felony to own semi-automatic firearm magazines that can hold more than 10 rounds of ammo. That meeting starts at 3 o'clock at the State House. Students at Dighton Rehoboth Regional High School are back in class today after 2 consecutive lockdowns. The first on Tuesday, police say threatening graffiti was found in a boys' bathroom. And Wednesday, the school was again placed in a lockdown after a student found bullets inside that same bathroom. While Dighton police do not believe there's any credible threat to the school, some parents are expected to express their concerns at a school committee meeting That's happening next week. A North Kingstown couple in court this morning facing animal cruelty charges. Both Sierra Cunningham and Salvatore Edward Carfora were released on personal recognizance. Dozens of pets were seized from their homes. 10 dogs are now at a local animal shelter receiving care. As for the dozens of goats, horses, chickens, and ducks that were found, they will soon be going to foster homes. One horse did have to be put down. And we've hit it. The average price in Rhode Island for a gallon of gas has reached $5. This is the first time ever for that average, according to AAA. Massachusetts reached the mark a few days ago. It's now at $5.02. Connecticut still stands at $4.95. And ABC6 wants to help you pay less at the pump. You can find the lowest gas prices in your area on our Southern New England gas tracker. Just head to our website, abc6.com. You can find it under the Community tab. Well, state police investigating an accident that happened this morning. It backed up traffic on 95. 3 cars involved in the crash near exit 25. One rolled over. That driver has minor injuries. And now to the Boston Celtics in the NBA Finals. The C's take the lead after a Game 3 win at home over the Warriors last night. The Celtics outscoring Golden State in the fourth quarter 23-11. The final score 116-100. Both teams will meet again at the Garden Friday for Game 4. Tip-off is at 9 p.m. right here on ABC6. And still to come here on ABC6 News at noon, the big primetime reveal. The January 6th committee set to go public with its findings tonight. Plus, who knew what and when? New details about the plant at the center of the baby formula recall. And later, a Mac Jones football card going for a pretty penny. The boy who struck it rich with his recent unboxing. Now to developing news in Washington, where tonight there will be a high-stakes hearing in prime time as the House Select Committee investigating the deadly January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol will reveal never-before-seen video and taped testimony, including from Donald Trump's own family members. ABC's M. Nguyen has the details from Capitol Hill.
Explosive, never-before-seen video. That's the promise made by the House Select Committee investigating the deadly January 6th attack on the Capitol. Tonight in prime time, the committee hoping to document the horrors of that day and attempt to prove their claim that former President Donald Trump did nothing to stop it. Instead, they allege laying the groundwork for the attack for months, repeatedly spreading lies that the 2020 presidential election was stolen from him. Vice Chair on the committee, Republican Representative Liz Cheney speaking to CBS.
People must pay attention. People must watch, and they must understand how easily our democratic system can unravel.
The committee set to reveal taped testimony with Trump administration officials, as well as Trump's family, including his daughter Ivanka Trump and son-in-law Jared Kushner.
Ivanka Trump, I'm told, is quite candid about the fact that she told her father that he needed to do something to get out there to stop the riot.
Also coming before the committee, documentary filmmaker Nick Quested, who was embedded with the Proud Boys before and during the Capitol riot. Also under scrutiny tonight, Trump's tweets before, during, and after the insurrection, like this one saying, "Go home with love and peace. Remember this day forever." House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy attacking the findings before they've even been presented. This is the first hearing of 6 where the Select Committee will be presenting its findings. The hearings are expected to wrap up at the end of the month. Em Nguyen, ABC News on Capitol Hill.
Ahead, the latest to try and unionize Trader Joe's workers in Massachusetts want to vote. And talk about a team up, Cher and Versace collaborating for Pride Month. That's next. Back now with consumer news. New information on complaints about the plant at the center of the massive baby formula recall. Abbott Nutrition and the FDA were warned twice about the issues at the Abbott plant a year before the recall. A former employee filed a complaint in February of 2021, and a source says it was passed on to the FDA shortly after that. Officials have only discussed a complaint from October of 2021. Abbott is defending itself and isn't commenting on these allegations. The FDA won't get into specifics about that February complaint. And workers at a Trader Joe's store in Massachusetts are looking to join a union. It's a first for the chain, which has about 500 locations across the country. Employees there have already submitted cards to the National Labor Relations Board. The next step will be a vote. Global shipments of PCs and tablets are expected to decline throughout 2022. A marketing research firm blames the downturn on a series of factors, including ongoing supply shortages, pandemic lockdowns in China, as well as inflation and the war in Ukraine. They expect shipments to rebound next year. And Cher is teaming up with an iconic designer for a special Pride Month collaboration. It's called Chersace. Joining Versace here, it's a rainbow-themed collection that includes t-shirts, socks, and baseball hats with colorful versions of Versace's iconic Medusa logo. The limited line will raise funds for gender-diverse youth and their communities.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Chelsea Priest.
We had heavy rain and a lot of thunderstorm activity, especially the farther south you went early this morning. Still a little bit of thunderstorm activity well out towards the Cape, but for the most part, any heavy rain, any steady rain has come to an end. Now, I can't rule out a couple little spotty showers. You can see a little bit of some sprinkles and some light shower activity off to our west. Basically, this system wrapping around some moisture still with a lot of clouds in place and some really muggy conditions. We don't completely clear out until overnight. The rain since midnight is about 1/2 inch to 1 inch. Yesterday, we saw 1/2 inch to 1 inch. So now we're like 1 to 2 inches total rainfall over the past 48 hours. And it is necessary rain. We've had very high pollen counts here in southern New England. We've gotten a little bit of a break with that. And we're also dealing with moderate drought conditions. So the drought monitor got updated today. That didn't factor in yesterday's rain and today's rain. We'll look at next week's drought monitor, and I think we'll have made a dent in that. You're looking at a lot of clouds, fog, humid conditions outside right now. The view over Richmond shows you that fog. Visibility down, especially for our coastal spots. Farther inland, you're seeing some sun popping through, but right now, 1/4 mile visibility in Newport, 1.5 visibility in New Bedford, 2.5 mile visibility in Taunton. Our temps are in the mid to upper 70s range for our inland spots, especially where you're starting to see some sun popping through those clouds. Along the coastline, temps are mainly in the upper 60s and low 70s today. We have a breeze that's coming in once again from the southwest. It's a warm, muggy wind direction, but it does typically keep those cooler temperatures along the coastline. Breeze is coming in 10 to 15 miles per hour with some gusts coming in anywhere from 15 to 25 miles per hour. So a little bit breezy through the remainder of the afternoon. Now the wind from the southwest is with us for right now, and it continues to bring in these very high dew points in the upper 60s at the moment. But as we head through the later part of the afternoon and into the evening especially, winds will shift a bit. Cold fronts working through. You'll see by 3 o'clock, it's still very muggy, but the dew points are dropping. By 8 o'clock, dew points have dropped down into the 50s, and by tomorrow morning, much more comfortable to start the day with the dew points in the low 50s. It'll be feeling much nicer, more pleasant for tomorrow, and tomorrow looks like a really great day. Today, we've gotten rid of the heavy rain and the thunderstorms. All of that is pushing away, but this system's still kind of wrapping around, still getting residual impacts as this system continues to pull slowly off to the east. So still some clouds, still some scattered showers expected into the early part of the afternoon. Very light, very isolated. It won't be until overnight that we completely start to clear out. So as we go through things hour by hour, this evening you're seeing more sunshine before the sun sets. We are clear, comfortable overnight. Temperatures down to the 50s, dew points in the 50s, and tomorrow looks great with plenty of sunshine and highs topping out close to 80 degrees for our inland spots. Heading into the weekend, I don't think that it's a perfect weekend with full sunshine, but I don't think it's a bad weekend. I think both Saturday and Sunday we end up with kind of a blend of sun and clouds. Our one shot of some showers comes through late Saturday night and into very early Sunday morning. For the most part, the weekend's looking relatively dry, just not perfectly sunny. You're dealing with a nice drop in those pollen counts today. As we dry out, we get back into sunshine, but the pollen counts do start to rise. So enjoy the little break while we have it today. Gradual clearing this afternoon. It's mild, it's muggy outside, but overnight will become less humid. Temperatures in the upper 50s. And tomorrow you'll see sunshine, a little bit of a breeze, especially along the coastline, keeping us a bit cooler, but inland spots should be around 80 degrees. 7-day shows temperatures in the mid to upper 70s for Saturday and Sunday. Again, mix of sun and clouds, a few showers possible overnight Saturday, night into early Sunday. Doreen?
All right, Chelsea, thank you. Still ahead, a lucky boy in Ohio finds a one-of-a-kind Mac Jones trading card. How much he sold it for? Straight ahead. Well, there is always the temptation to take the money and run when you stumble upon something valuable. And that was the dilemma faced by one 13-year-old boy from Ohio. ABC's Will Gans has his story.
It's the moment every card collector dreams of.
One of one Mac Jones! One of one Mac Jones! Let's go! Let's go!
13-year-old Johnny Stone finding a football card of New England quarterback Mac Jones, the only one of its kind in the world.
Am I dreaming right now?
The money's cool, the card is cool. His reaction on camera is what made this thing priceless. I can't explain how it makes me feel as a father.
I was very excited, and I knew that it was definitely a big pool, and I knew we would probably be able to sell it quickly too, since it's opening day.
Opening day for card collectors around the world, and Johnny hit the jackpot.
It's definitely probably a 1 in 15 million chance because they printed so many boxes.
Within 24 hours, Johnny and his dad had a buyer, a private collector from Michigan who paid $100,000 in stone cold cash. What does someone your age do with that amount of money?
Well, my dad and I split it 70-30 because he buys everything and I sell everything. So with my 30%, my mom's making me save most of it.
And he'll purchase more cards too, of course.
If we keep hitting cards like this, then it might not be a side hustle and he might drop the instruction.
I mean, if you keep hitting cards like this, I'm going to quit my job here and join you guys.
This card's 100,000 plus!
Since Johnny sold it, the Mac Jones card has been resold for $175,000. Meanwhile, Johnny and his dad, they're still excited to continue growing their business, bonding over it, and they're both headed to the National Sports Collectors Convention next month in Atlantic City. Will Gans, ABC News, New York.
His reaction, though, that's the priceless part. Still to come here at noon, we're going to check back in with Chelsea. She has more on that afternoon forecast right after this. Well, Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker has the advantage now in a wager with his California counterpart. Baker tweeted before Game 3 last night, challenging California Governor Gavin Newsom to a friendly jersey bet. If the Seas win, Governor Newsom will have to wear a Celtics jersey. And if somehow the Warriors win, Governor Baker will be sporting a Steph Curry jersey at some point in the near future.
It'll be fine.
Hope Gavin looks good and green.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be just fine.
Yeah.
We are looking at improving conditions outside this afternoon. It's going to take a little while before we completely clear out. In fact, the rest of the day, kind of a mix of some sun and clouds with a few little sprinkles still possible. It's breezy and humid outside right now as well. But overnight, we start to feel more comfortable. Tomorrow, you'll see sunshine. Should be a really nice day. Temperatures inland around 80 degrees, cooler at the coastline. And then over the weekend, I have a few showers possible overnight Saturday into early Sunday. For the most part, I think the weekend looks rain-free. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 70s. I think there'll be clouds around, but I don't think that it's a bad weekend, so to say. And we stay in the mid to upper 70s into next week. So not perfect blue sky, not heat like we've had the past couple weekends. A pretty average weekend ahead of us, which is okay.
Average.
That's
Average is okay. It's a busy weekend. We've talked about this. There's PBD festivals, Gatsby Days.
Gatsby Day Parade.
Tomorrow morning, Good Morning Providence. We love New England. Casey Cantz is going to be live at Gatsby Days. I hope you gave him some Warwick pointers, Chelsea.
I'm so excited for this one.
Yeah, don't miss that tomorrow morning on Good Morning Providence. But that's going to do it for us for now. For the news at noon, the news continues 1st to 4. Have a great afternoon, everybody.